Hello everyone. So I'm analyzing the game of uh, AMP versus Dragon Thrust. It's 2019 finals. Let's do it. So this is the first point, and Dragon Thrust is in the offense. And the main thing I noticed about Dragon Thrust is they are like doing a proper textbook game. They are making a proper stack. They are making straight smooth cuts, and if the cut fails they are resetting the disc. Mostly they are focusing to keep the disc centered. And let's see this first game. So the first cut failed, they centered the disc. And the next cut, the stack is moving down, and the next cut it failed. So now the top is going to make the cut and disc moves forward. The stack is not formed, so she is going to reset the disc. Now she again centered the disc. So it's a turnover. The main thing I noticed why it failed because uh, the girl who made the cut, she moved for the sideline instead of going in the end zone. And also the one who threw the disc, he was not looking at her and he just threw it without communication, so it was important. And she's moving towards the sideline, but he threw it straight in the end zone and she had to move in a curve, so it's a turnover. The next thing, it was a turnover, so Amp took the disc and the first throw they did was a hug, which failed, mainly because the it was really windy, so maybe they shouldn't have done it and started with short throws instead of giving a hug, so it's a turnover. Dragon Thrust again in offense. So she is totally calm and looking for the cut till the stack formed, and now the next cut is moving. Only she is going to cut, and everyone else is in the stack. Uh, Swing. So this cut, how he made the cut, and let's rewatch it. So as soon as he is going to get the disc, this guy he is going to run deep and then come straight back for the disc by losing his mark. He went deep, and he is not getting, so he came straight, centered the disc. The cut failed, so he instantly resetted it. Also, the amp defense is what they are doing. They are flat marking most of the Dragon Thrust handlers, which I think they should not do. They can do is like they can sideline mark them so that swing can be made more difficult for the Dragon Thrust team. Easy swing and a score. So what they did was, they are going to use this treachery a lot in um, whole game. What I think they are doing is it's on the sideline. He's going to center the disc. The next cut will be coming from the stack, and she will be giving the disc to him. And then the whoever is getting the disc, they are again giving a backhand to the end zone. So it's like a ladder, how they scored. The disc came from here to here, and then to the end zone. first throw, second throw, and straight third throw, and goal.
Notice that Dragon Thrust is trying to remain very calm as they're working to adjust to the wind, which has picked up slightly between last round and this round. You mentioned Dragon Thrust going down 5.
And it's the second point, and the amp dropped the pull. So the amp team is making a lot of these tiny mistakes in the whole game, which is costing them a lot of points. And this player number 4, Bacon, she is a really experienced player of this team, and what I like about her is she is doing really good handling, and her high releases are pretty smooth even in this windy condition. In this point also, she is going to give a high release to her teammate, and it's a score. This is the third point. And this is a very nice pull. Its hang time is totally perfect. And again a hug by Amp. And I think again what she did wrong was, like as Johnny Bear told, when your teammates are giving hug, you should run straight to the end zone and not like in a curve, which she also did. Let's rewatch it. Like she is trailing the disc, not running straight. If she has run straight, she might have got it. And Dragon Thrust in France again. So till their stack is forming, they are resetting the disc between handlers. All their handlers are like really calm. They are using a lot of swings and short throws. And it was a call. Again, Dragon Thrust got the disc.
No, she didn't, but it looked like the contact prevented her from doing so. Do you disagree? Safe answer, Evan.
How many swings they are using, and a straight throw. In this point, like they are so near the end zone, even then they have taken like around 15 throws before throwing the disc in the end zone. So it's really like how patient they are with the disc, and it's a score for them. The fourth point, and Amp is still at 0. And this was a handle block.
Great hand block from Jacob.
One more thing I noticed is like the Amp players took a lot of time in making the cut. Like they are really hesitating to make the cut. Uh, that's why I think they got the hand block. And it's Dragon Thrust in offense, and with one applying, they scored.
I don't know, that is still almost as bad as it was in the mixtape Dragon Thrust final at the US Open.
Amp with the disc, and I think Dragon Thrust are doing a cup. Number 4, she is a really experienced player in the Amp team. And this was a really good throw.
By Liz Hart. Mata, game-changing potential player for this AMP team. Philadelphia AMP obviously losing Nikki Spiva from a year ago. He went back to the men's division with DC Trucks.
There was a call.
Mozafari with the disc. And not great spacing downfield from AMP at the moment.
And again.
And the 14th year AMP veteran.
And this is the first goal for AMP.
Mozafari is the one to get her team on the board. And I have to say that
10 teams, you had 4 pool play games. You won your pool, you advanced immediately to the semis. If you finished second or third in your pool, you went to the pre-semis. So just 6 of the 10 teams.
This is the 6th point.
These teams won their pools, had the free ride to the semis, and then took care of business in tight games to get to the final.
And
For 10 teams, you had 4 pool play games. You won your pool, you advanced immediately to the semis. Finished second or third in your pool, you went to the pre-semis. So just 6 of the 10 teams made the bracket. Both these teams won.
In Dragon Trust, like only one people is cutting and other are in stack. Mostly, like at all times, there is at least 2 people in the stack while other are cutting. Otherwise, they are resetting the disc. And this is a scuba for the goal.
Bacon is there on a crafty move from Caleb
man, this throw from Denekor.
Again, the rewatch of the score. In this point, what I want to notice is like once he got the disc, yeah, after this, like in both of them, she was marking Bacon first and he was going to mark Denekor, but what both of them did was they both tried to mark him together, and in confusion they left both of them Dragon Thrust players totally unmarked. So it was a simple score. Like she is trying to get mark him and the guy too. This is the next pull. And again a hug, which they were not able to make. And this was a goal. This pull has a really long hang time, which was really good. So amp teams, and this is a hug, and he got the disc. So what they are doing in this point is like uh, they are making the stack too near the like where the handler is standing. They should, I think they should make the stack somewhere around here, and only one people should cut because she and her defender is totally clogging this space, and none of them are making cut in this side. Like this is totally open. So he had to throw it here, which was later a turnover. So they they shouldn't have done that. There was a call. And it was a score, yeah, 9 point. Again Bacon is on the line. the other thing I notice is there's always this wide open space left for Dragon Trust players to cut. They are always leaving, like making the stack very back. So he's in on the sideline, and it was a goal. But there was a call, so they are doing it again. Now he centered the disc, give it again, and this was a turnover. And the amp player again gave a hug, and there is going to be a call. I don't think amp player should have got it, but they got the disc, and again near the end zone, it was a turnover. Mainly, I think it was because of the miscommunication between the cutter and the handler. The first cut failed, so he reset the disc. In this point, there was really tight defense from the amp players. Me, from the Flamingo. And so amp players has got the disc, and this time didn't do the clogging. And in this one, Bacon is doing really tight defense. Like this is the main point. And how they switch the players, like she was marking her, but then she took her when the disc was passed. And this was a score. Bacon marking in the end zone, and they switched their players. And the next point, it was the pull. The stack moving back. And there is so much space for them to cut, like they can even straight cut like she did. And a flat throw or a swing. And it was a hug, and she's going to take. Yeah, this is a score. She is a really good player,
Good has she been this season?
Sensing
and
the
she is
change,
really
that's
famous
an
for her
optimal positioning.
skies.
She had to go up early. Look at that, arching her back, kicking her legs back to make that grab.
Tavis Layton let it fly, and Becca Ludford puts Natalie Bova on.
This is the next
Be heading
pull.
into Nationals as the #1 seed. And Nationals begins in 7.5 weeks in San Diego. We are 55 days away from being on the air. Championship Sunday in San Diego for the finals.
What I think the amp players are doing wrong is like they are
Here's
uh,
Sean Mott hauling in the
first
silver.
they are making cuts really slowly, and the second is like they are taking too much time to clear the space. Uh,
The air. Championship Sunday in San Diego for the finals.
Now the cut started really late, and then she took a lot of time to complete it, clear the space.
Here's Sean Mott hauling in the scuba. The swing to Jordan Ryan. Feels like things have stabilized for AMP, especially.
They're having to bring their cuts in a little bit farther. Normally, AMP can score in 3-4 passes easily. They can also take their time down the field if necessary, but they are having to bring in those cuts.
Thompson squeezes it through. Ryan on the doorstep. Morse to Thompson
And this was a score.
for the score.
This is like really good mark, and the guy who is
Continued
throwing
patience
also.
near the goal line for Philly AMP.
Patience and discipline as they work to maintain space at the front of the end zone as they got close.
For this dragon thrust possession.
And this is next point. Again, Bacon used the high release here,
Ritzman.
and skewing back to Bacon.
4 male players, 3 female
Again, they are
players on the
keeping their
field.
proper stack, like it's always visible how
Often play with 2
uh,
female players.
smooth their stack moving is.
Bacon, Denacor play catch. Denacor launches. Ludford was already pretty deep.
And it
Can
was
she
the
stop
second
the
high that
player on
she
goal?
caught
Yeah!
in the end zone.
I cannot agree with the decision to put that throw up with as deep as Ludford was when the throw went up. But I absolutely can agree with a Ludford's
And it's the
athleticism.
next score for Dragon Thrust.
That's going to have to be the halftime focus. Figure out a way to stop her from just doing this in the air. Domination over 4 times in the first half. We saw Machine come back and tie it up.
These are highlights for all the scores Dragon Thrust did. And this is
Dragon Thrust is
halftime.
looking confident in their throws, confident in their players. Of course, they have some standout performances.
And this is the ladder
There
cut
are a
they
number of
did,
things
like,
that AMP is going to
and
have
it was
to
a goal.
adjust if they hope to take away what Dragon Thrust is showing us so far this half.
They've made the easy plays, and Dragon Thrust has also made the tough plays. I mean, what can you say about Becca Ludford? She's just taken over the game with her prowess in the downfield space.
The main thing I noticed is like all Dragon Thrust players are really calm. They are taking their time to make the throws, and they are really patient even when they are pretty close to the end zone. They are not rushing it.
And when you find players that are making those kinds of grabs through really narrow windows, you know, that as an opposing coach can be very difficult to make the adjustments necessary.
Tough break there for AMP's Linda Morris. Thalen hauls in the deflection. And here comes Ludford going up and over Natalie Bova. That score made it 7-3. And then later,
And this was second sky by Ludford.
She put Danielle Walsh on a poster this time. 8-4. Dragon Thrust leads
That's all, I
the AMP
think.
adjustments. Patrick Sherlock with the